Hey, good people. Tiffany Javon here back with another video. And today, listen, I basically just want to talk about how life be lifing. Like, there's no other definition for it. There's no other nothing. Because, listen, life be doing too much. Like, it be doing it be doing too much sometimes. And I'm over it. But listen, it's been a little minute. It's been almost, I would say almost 2 weeks, almost about 12 days or 13 days, something almost 2 weeks since my last video. And that's because, guys, like everything, not everything has been going bad. Don't get me wrong, God's been blessing. But at the same time, there have been some emotional things or whatever that has taken place that, had me kind of needing to take a breath, needing to take a beat. And sometimes, you got to take that time for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. When things happen in your life, whether it's affecting you mentally or it's affecting you emotionally, you have to find your outlet, right? It's okay to not be okay. Like, for real. Because we're all on this earth, all on this planet together, and we understand that the ins and out of just being human, just comes with its tests and trials and tribulations and all triumphs and tragedies. I mean, it just comes with everything. And so it's just a bowl of life. A bowl of life comes with both goodness and bitterness, right? And I'm just, oh, I'm tired, I'm tired. I get like this sometimes when, things happen. And what I mean by things is like things that happen that affects my emotional state, my mental state, maybe even my physical state, kind of back to back, because sometimes, if one thing happens, it's like, all right, that was a hit, that was a blow. I can take it. I can, reset. I can whatever. But when it's like, couple of things hitting you back to back to back to back, it's like, all right, wait a minute, and ultimately, like, one of the things that I had to deal with during my little, just my little taking a beat moment was the passing of my grandmother. She was my last grandmother. Of course, you only get two. You get one on your mom's side, one on your dad's side. If you're blessed with, more grandmothers or whatever, they might have, adopted you in their family or just treat you like family, then that's wonderful. But she actually was my last living grandparent. Both my grandfathers passed first, and then my grandmother's passed. And I'm just dealing with all of that. You know what I mean? Just dealing with the fact that, she had a long life. Don't get me wrong, like, she was in her 90s, and so she had a long life, fruitful life. And no matter how long of a life she had, when you love somebody and you care for them, you never want to see them leave this earth. You know what I mean? Like, them passing away just does something to you, And so it's just, I don't know, just having to deal with that, having to deal with sickness in my family. And, it's just seeming like sometimes our schedule in life can be kind of overwhelming because you got so much to do, right? You have so much to do, so little time, so little energy. Sometimes when these things happen to you, it drains your energy, when you're feeling grief, when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling that you just need to talk to a therapist, or talk to somebody. It doesn't even have to be therapist. Talk to your pastor, talk to, a friend, just sometimes it's good to let it out. Talk to your spouse, you know what I mean? That person, your best friend, that person that'll just lend you an ear, sometimes you just need to get it out. Sometimes you need to scream it out, it's okay to do that as well. Like, I'm all for it. Sometimes I'm driving on the road and I'm just like, this is literally like what I do sometimes. And it's like, sometimes you just got to let it out, I've heard people like go to like mountains and rocks and parks or whatever just to go walk and scream. And, I'm sure it's therapeutic or whatever, but I'm like, I don't need to go nowhere to scream. I can scream right where I'm, right where I'm at. If nobody's around me or nobody's home, or whatever the case may be, and I'm at home by myself, or I'm in the car, like I said, in the car by myself, sometimes I'll just do that, and it's okay for you to do that, whatever your outlet is, you have to get it out, right? Sometimes we can be overwhelmed with our thoughts and overwhelmed with life, overwhelmed with our emotions, overwhelmed with things that we have to do, things that we have on our plates to do. And it could just be a lot, right? It could just really be a lot. And I don't know, guys, like I don't know. I don't know. So as I was saying, y'all, like for real, like I had to change the scenery. Y'all, I had to come into my son's room because he in there taking a nap. My mama brought him home, but it's just a lot, Um, life really just be lifing sometimes, and it's okay to not be okay. Like I'm gonna say this more than a couple of times because the people in the back need to hear it. Like sometimes you just gotta reset, and it's okay if you need to reset um, yearly, monthly, weekly, daily, like however a reset needs to be for you. Like it's okay to take time for yourself. It's okay to take time for your loved ones. It's okay to figure out what's going on with you, right? To figure out like how you're gonna be good with you, and it's it takes some doing because you can spend a lot of time in your head, or you can spend a lot of time, with mixed emotions and whatever the case may be. It could be a lot. It could be a whole lot. So, um, I didn't really have like a lot for this video, but like, y'all let me know. Like, sometimes does life just kind of like slap you in the face sometimes, for the lack of a better, better phrase, a better term. Um, Sometimes life just really just be coming with that 1-2 punch, and you don't be ready. You got to bob and weave, and you seem like you get smacked on both sides. And it's, whew, but it's okay. You know what I mean? Things are going to be okay. Things are going to look up. We're all human. We all deal with things. We all deal with things, in our mental. We all deal with things in our physical. We all deal with things in relationship, relational things. We deal with, just all kinds of stuff from, whatever, you know what I mean? Dealing with people at your job, dealing with people that, if you're part of any type of organization, or if you're part of any type of hobby or something like that, like if you go to, you go play a sport, or you go do things recreationally, or, you play, or you sing, or you're a musician in some way, in some form. Or if you're an artist and you draw, or you write, you're an author, like it doesn't matter, we all have our gifts and talents and callings and things that we do in life, but it's just sometimes, it's okay to take a beat. That's ultimately what this video is about. Like sometimes it's just really okay to take time for yourself, you know what I mean? Take time for yourself to regroup, to recalibrate yourself, recalculate kind of like where you are, and to get a better footing, where you are, so that way you'll feel more sure of your next steps. Because if you're living, you still have air and breath in your lungs, like you need to be moving forward in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You need to be, taking steps. You need to be putting a plan of action together. Like you have to be striving for something, right? We just can't just be sitting around idle, right? We have to have something. Something has to drive you, literally. Like you have, everybody that has breath in their lungs has purpose on their life, and with your purpose and whatever that is, like you have to constantly be seeking that out. If you don't know what your purpose is, that is your purpose, right? That is your reason for being here, is to find out what that is and to fulfill that, before you get up out of here, And so life can sometimes just make you have to take a deep breath, Sometimes, you may get your calm, being around people. Sometimes you might need to, become a little bit of a recluse, you know what I mean? You have your solitude, your solitary time. Like it's okay It just, you have to do what's best for you in those times, in those moments, and different things like that. Definitely do not shut down. Okay, I would tell you, do not shut down. But it's okay to feel the way you feel. It's okay to feel your emotions. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to feel like just kind of all over the place. You know what I mean? And not really just having an organization, about your next steps and stuff like that. But in those moments, I would say that, talk to God about it, but also, as you're talking to God, take to God your pieces. We're all one big puzzle, you know what I mean? And only He knows, only Creator knows how we're best put together, right? How effective we can be, how purposeful we can be, and what order that we need to be kind of positioned in order to get the optimum out of our lives. And yeah, y'all. So I hope you guys are having great successes in your lives, no matter where you are watching this video. No matter if you're trying to grow in your family life, if you're trying to grow in your faith, if you're trying to grow in your health and wellness, if you're trying to grow in business, if you're trying to grow in your career, if you're trying to grow, as a parent, trying to be a better, mentor, trying to be a better sister or sibling, trying to be a better mother, father, right? Trying to be a better son or daughter, like wherever you're trying to grow, trying to be a better friend and confidant, like it's okay, right? It's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to just have to reset, right? And just figure out kind of what your next steps are, okay? So make sure that you are checking on you, okay? Make sure that you're doing some mental health checks, some physical health checks, and don't just do mental health checks like with just yourself. Sometimes you have to, call in the cavalry. Sometimes you got to call in some professionals. Sometimes you need a therapist. Sometimes you need a counselor. Sometimes you need a licensed somebody that's educated in maybe what you're going through or what you're feeling, so to help you navigate your emotions. Sometimes you need to call on that pastor or that minister or somebody, to help you pray, to kind of get yourself together, but whatever it is, you make sure you're good with you. You make sure that you take care of you. You make sure that you take time for you. Do not put others before yourself all the time. Like, if there's a time and a place when you can put others before yourself. If you're a mother and you want to put your children before yourself, or you're a wife and you want to put your husband, before yourself, or whatever. You want to make sure everybody else is good and all that kind of stuff. You want to take time for you, okay? And you need to take time for you. That's what self-care is all about. That's what self-care is all about. That's what self-help is all about. And you need that time to set aside to make sure you're good with you. Okay. So hope you guys are doing well. And I plan on, starting to crank out more videos. But just had to get this one to you guys because things have kind of been, just a little here and there, but it's all coming together. It's definitely coming together. And until my next video, guys, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you're okay with you, and make sure you're doing some self-checks, okay, to make sure you're good, okay? Until my next video, guys, stay blessed. Bye.